We have some major breaking news coming in now. This is the latest news. So Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger are now considering to join together to form one country without borders. I mean, one country. I don't know what is going to be the name of that country, but as at now, they have already formed a national anthem that is going to be used when all these countries now join together to form one country. National anthem was given to Ibrahim Traore because Ibrahim Traore will be the leader of these three countries. I mean, Africa is now starting to join together, and it looks like it is going to happen very fast.
Ibrahim Traore, the president of Africa, has recently been influencing other African presidents, and some are now admiring to work with him, or rather to work just like him. Botswana President Gideon Duma Boko has invited Ibrahim Traore to visit his country, rather maybe to share some views and to ensure that they work together in the view to build the United States of Africa. Leadership and legacy begins.
Law. It is policy. Action follows. And I wake up and I say stuff.
The publicly televised announcement by Botswana President Duma Gideon Boko about Captain Ibrahim Traore's upcoming visitors caught the attention of millions across the continent. For many, the message is clear. Traore is not just visiting Botswana. He is stepping forward as a unifying symbol for a new Africa. An Africa that stands on its own, an Africa led by bold, young leaders who are ready to challenge outdated system and forge a new path. Across the streets, universities and digital spaces, the youth are rallying. Activists and Pan-African thinkers see Traore a reflection of dreams of Kwame Nkrumah, Thomas Sankara and Patrice Lumumba. A dream that was once distant is beginning to feel tangible. Traore is not afraid to walk away from international financial institutions that compromise national independence. In Traore, many Africans see a leader who is determined to restore dignity to the continent. President Duma Gideon Boko made an announcement during a public meeting. It wasn't a closed-door statement. It was spoken direct to the people. Captain Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, will soon be visiting Botswana. This is not just a state visit. It is a moment charged with symbolism. A moment that speaks to the growing desire among African leaders to foster unity, cooperation, and self-determination. President Boko's invitation to Traore is deliberate. It reflects a shared vision, a dream of African autonomy and solidarity. Boko, much like Traore, is advocating for an Africa that leads self, a continent where decisions are made in Africa capitals, not in Washington, Paris, or Beijing. By choosing to align with the leaders like Traore, Botswana sends a powerful message. It embracing the idea of Pan-Africanism, not just as a theory, but as a roadmap for Africa's future. Boko himself has voiced strong criticism of Western ideologies imposed on Africa. He says both capitalism and socialism have failed to address the continent's real needs. What Africa needs, according to him, is a system crafted by African models, one that respects traditional governance models, economic, community-based economics, and cultural values. This perspective aligns with Traore's. Both leaders understand that African liberation will not come from imitating others. It will come from rediscovering and trusting in its own power. President Boko's balanced stance toward the West is not about hostility. It's about fairness. He wants partnership that are mutually beneficial, that respects African sovereignty and allow African nations to grow on their own terms. As Traore prepared to visit Botswana, expectations are running high. For many Africans, Traore visit is a statement of unity. His involvement in funding the Alliance of Sahel States shows that he believes in a collective power. The alliance is about nations defending their own interests militarily, economically, and diplomatically. It is in this spirit of a regional solidarity that observers hope will spread across Africa. Traore's model is simple but bold. Say no to debt traps. Invest in what you own. Build from within. In Burkina Faso, this has meant a focus on agriculture, local industries, and infrastructure, without relying heavily on external loans. His visit to Botswana could offer a chance to share these policies with another willing partner and possibly inspire others to do the same. At just 35 years old, Traore represents a new generation of African leadership. He's not part of the old guard. He is not tied to Cold War era politics. His leadership shows young Africans that the future belongs to them. His rise from soldier to head of state sends a message that courage, conviction, and clarity of vision matter more than elite grooming or foreign approvals. Addressing food security, Africa has the land, it has the people, yet it struggles to feed itself. Traore believes that must change. His focus on agriculture, self-sufficiency is politically and urgent. With climate change and global instability affecting food imports, many are looking to leaders like him to push for food systems that are resilient, local, and sustainable. Botswana, which also faces climate-related agriculture challenges, could benefit from this. The visit is also expected to deepen relationship between Burkina Faso and Botswana. The potential is huge. Joint trade deals, cross-border projects, shared security plans, and cultural exchanges. African nations trading more with each other and working together is the essence of Pan-Africanism. It reduces reliance on foreign actors and builds lasting ties among neighbors. There is a reason why Ibrahim Traore must visit more African countries. Captain Ibrahim Traore visit to Botswana is just a beginning. He must continue engaging with other African nations. Each country visit adds momentum to the Pan-African dream. It helps build trust between governments. It empowers citizens. It encourages leaders to drop old division and come together around shared goals. In many African countries, young people are restless. They are disillusioned with leaders who protect foreign interests over local development. Traure's presence, his speeches, and his example offer hope. They spark the belief that things can change and that Africa can lead that change. Traure's continued engagement across the continent could help harmonize policies, strengthen collective bargaining, and unify voice in international forums. Leadership could catalyze a movement where Africa speaks with one voice, negotiates as a bloc, find a dream as a family. Africa doesn't need servers. It needs leaders who listen, learn, and lift each other up. In Captain Ibrahim Traore, such a leader has emerged. His visit to Botswana is not just a diplomatic gesture, it's a call to action, a sign that the road to united, self-reliant, and dignified Africa is open, and it starts with working it together.
When we, the people, decide to defend ourselves, we are labeled as militias, but that's not the issue here. The problem is seeing African heads of state who bring nothing to these people who are fighting, but who sing the same tune as the imperialists, by labeling us as militias, thus calling us men who do not respect human rights. What human rights are we talking about? We are outraged by this, and it is shameful.
Those who came before me did not fail because they didn't have ideas. They did. Maybe even better ideas. They just didn't implement them. Why? Because perhaps they failed to appreciate that the structures that are in place are not properly suited to the attainment of quick action. So you need to subvert some of these rules and processes unapologetic. It shouldn't be where it is. This country shouldn't be in debt. There's no way. It is unjustifiable. I cannot, by the life in me, understand why we are where we are. I cannot. I refuse to embrace this unpleasant reality. I refuse. I am a persistent objector to this conventional and mundane existence. And so if we accept that we have failed this country, all of us, because we thought that diamonds are coming, they will keep the revenue from the diamonds will keep coming, and whatever else, it's always going to flow. Over the years, if you've been there for a long time, you must hold yourself guilty. It's a mea culpa. Because it means you have been complicit in the failure. You've contributed immensely. And that's why perhaps people are saying you should be fired.